This one will take a minute, but trust me, it's going to be worth it. So let's talk about one-legged leads. You want to go ahead and pitch a one-legged lead for the simple reason that even though the close is much lower, probably as low as 10%, the opportunity to get back in that house with both homeowners is even lower, down to the 3 to 5%. So mathematically, you roll the dice and go for it. You've already driven out there. You're already there. Take your best shot. Now let's talk about how to close it and get that percentage up where you want it. Here is a tried and true method that will drag that close right back up to what you're used to, even if they're both there or when they're both there. So here's what you need to do. If you go to a one-legged presentation and the person that's waiting for you at the home is the opposite sex from you, so you're a man walking in and a woman's there, or you're a woman walking in and a man is there, you do either sex, you do the same thing as long as it's the opposite sex. Because you'll know if there's another person involved. Pictures on the wall, you'll know whether there's a partner in this relationship. So you simply go, does your partner, use the word partner instead of husband or wife. Nowadays, you just don't know that it's an opposite sex. Always use the word partner. Does your partner know that I'm here? Occasionally, one-legged leads, there are one-legged because the person you're meeting with didn't want the partner to know, because the partner's probably not going to let them buy, but they want to kick the tires and go shopping, so they're wasting your time. So you ask, does your partner know I'm here? And if the person goes, no, they don't, then you simply go, well, listen, I'm more than happy to meet with you, but I'm not comfortable being in your home if your partner doesn't know I'm here. I'm a man in someone else's home with their wife. That doesn't work for me if they don't know that I'm here. Can we call them real quick and just let them know that I'm here so I can feel better about it? Now, if they won't make that call, leave. First of all, you shouldn't be there if they won't make that call. There might be something weird going on. And second of all, there's literally zero chance of you closing it because they have had zero conversation about this appointment. There's no point in staying. However, if they go, yes, absolutely, he knows you're here or she knows you're here. If you're a woman, you can say to a man, I'm not comfortable being with a man in somebody else's home, and they don't know that I'm here. So we need to call your partner. It works both ways. So they go, no, absolutely. They know that you're here. Fantastic. Would they be able to take a call if we come up with a question that maybe we need to get their opinion on, or something you guys haven't discussed? Would we be able to get them on the phone real quick? Now, there's a no-pressure situation. They should be able to say yes. Now, if the person, here's the key. These phone calls are the key to getting the close back up where you want it. This is the key to getting the close where you want it to be. So if they go, yes, we can get them on the phone, great, because we're going to do that and a couple of times. If they say, no, he's traveling, he's out of country, he's at a job, he can't take a phone call, you're still going to go for it. That person knows you're there. They've had conversation. But this is where you won't get the close where you want, because the key to the close is these phone calls. Now, if the person is the same sex that you meet with, I'm a man, I'm meeting with a man, you're a woman, you're meeting with a woman, then you can really have a lighthearted conversation. What's weird is because it's the same sex, you can have the conversation I'm about to have, and it doesn't come across as I don't trust you or I don't believe you can take care of it. So if I'm meeting with a man, I'll be like, all right, great. Well, let's go over these details. Listen, there's a chance we might come up with something that you and the wife didn't think to discuss. Did y'all talk about this before I got here? Yeah. So would we be able to get her on the phone? I can still ask the would we be able to get them on the phone conversation. And it doesn't come across like if I have a meet with a woman and I say, would we be able to get them on the phone? And I don't bring up that I'm not comfortable with being here. It seems like, oh, you're a woman. You can't make a decision without your husband. But if I make it all about I'm not comfortable with being here if he doesn't know, then that makes it the pressure, the burden on them to say, no, it's okay for you to stay. Please do. So, but if it's the same sex, what's interesting is I don't even need to do that part about comfortability. I can just literally go to, would we be able to get them on the phone if we come up with a question that you guys didn't think or talk about? And it doesn't come across that way for whatever reason, just psychologically it doesn't. And they'll go, yeah, we can. Or if they can't, again, because they work at a job where they can't, or they're traveling, or they're out of the country, it is what it is. You go for it. But they agree to the phone call. So now they've agreed to phone call. Do your demo, do your inspection, do your company, do your product demo. Get all the way down to the pre-close. It's just about money. Fantastic. Now listen, before you do the pre-close, you've done the company inspection product. At the end of that, I want you to go, all right, listen, we've covered everything. It's just a matter of me putting the quote together. But before we do that, I would like to call your partner, just tell them where we're at and make sure they don't have any questions that they've thought of since y'all talked. And that phone call needs to be made. You get them on the phone, you introduce them, you give them a little 1-minute company, Better Business Bureau, where you're rated. Are you familiar with the company? Tell them what you found in the inspection. Take a minute to review that. Do that same thing you do if a demo gets interrupted. Go back to the beginning and spend 1 minute on each step, bringing them verbally up to where you're at. Tell them a minute or two about the product, and you dragged the partner that's in front of you into it, and weren't you impressed with, and didn't you see, and the person's responding. I'd have them on speakerphone, so we're having a 3-way conversation. And then when you then do the pre-close with both of them. So it sounds like it's just a matter of the dollars and cents then, isn't it? And they'll both go, yeah, okay, great. I'm going to work the quote up. Listen, once I get the quote worked up and I've gone over it with Susie or Mary or whoever in front of John, could we get you back on the phone for a couple of minutes just to bring you up to speed and see if you have any other questions? Would you be available? And of course, now the person's going to go, yes, I'd be available. And so they agree to take that next call. And so do that. Put your quote together, review the numbers, even make that first drop, get that angst. Are they cash? Are they finance? What's the payment they can afford? What would be the deposit? How would they pay the deposit? All those standard questions that you need to close. And then get the partner back on the phone and bring them back up to speed and continue the close that way. If you do this process, you literally can close one-legged leads if the phone calls get made and they're available to be made almost as well as you can close as if they were both sitting in the house. So the key is if it's the opposite sex, it's all about you being comfortable being in that house. Does the person know? If the person doesn't know, leave. Now, if they'll call and tell the person, oh, I've got a window person, or I got a bathroom person, or I got a roofing person here, introduce yourself and you're good to go. There's no weirdness going on. They just didn't talk about it, but introduce yourself. The person on the other end of the phone will either kick rocks and leave or no, that's great. And so either way they're involved or they tell you, I'm not going to have anything to do with this. So you'll have that answer as long as that they're either aware or if they're not aware, the call gets made. That's what has to happen. And then once the call's made, do your regular demo. Right before you do the pre-close after the product, make that first phone call, or second, if you made the first one to introduce yourself because the person didn't know you were there. Make that first phone call, 1 minute on each step, 1 or 2 minutes on each step, bringing them up to speed. Do they have any questions? Do the pre-close with both of them on speakerphone as a 3-way conversation. Go do your pricing, find out whether it's cash or finance, payment, deposit, how they pay it. Make that first drop, and then get the person back on the phone. Tell them what you've done. Hey, I understand you finance is where we're at. I was able to offer this savings. I was told y'all put this deposit down. Is that correct? You'd use checking. Does that sound right? Okay, fantastic. And then go for the close. I think you'll find that this process will work very well. Try it out.